what time is the play starting? So they're trying to reach the actor, like, where are you, where are you, where are you? They can't even find him on phone. I told these guys I can do what this guy does, because I was the shadow cast. And they could not believe it. And they gave me the chance to go on stage just because this guy was not in. So when I stepped on that stage, I asked God, did this guy have to go drinking for these people to see what I'm able to do? But because this is the moment, let's seize it. So blackout at the Kenya National Theatre, and I'm standing right in front of more than 600 students and teachers. And I'm the person narrating the whole story. And it is a Swahili story called Mwisho Kosa, written by Zed Ruan. I have the same words to this moment, because those same words in that show opened every single door that has given me the chance to be here. And that is why I am Pride in Kenya.
Thank you so much. Now over to you, Nameless.
Yeah.
Of course, like I said
at the beginning, when we're celebrating Kenyan music industry, we are on top of that list, definitely. And here we are, so many years later, so many songs later, so many awards later, and just
doing that thing, giving every other person a run for their money. By the way, I was in their concert this Sunday, Love, Wine, and Vibes, and let me tell you, him and Wahoo together on stage, even Beyonce and Jay-Z ain't got nothing on these two people. You know what I'm talking about? They were like a Bonnie and Clyde kind of thing.
Yeah. So let me ask you, how have those experiences and just being in the game so long, making us so proud of our Kenyan music, shaped you as an artist up until now?
Wow. Thanks for that. I'll be honest. I got into music by chance. I didn't. At the time that I was a teenager, I didn't have many artists that I could look at, urban artists that I could see myself. In fact, I was watching the Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, Halftime, and me Snoop, even Babu Snoop was the guy who I looked at and said, wow, I wish I could do that. But in Kenya, I was not seeing that a lot. Okay? That was in the early 90s. And so it was like it was in me, but because I didn't have any local inspirations, I didn't think of it as something I could get into. But somehow, the way God, he was asking God, did this happen? Even me that question will ask, okay, how did I get you? Did you push me into this situation? Which is a whole long story. But when I got into it, and that's when you mentioned pioneer, you know, you get into a jungle where there's no real structure. But you're being driven by a certain passion that's within you, that probably wasn't nurtured, but you just feel that you're being pulled by something. And as you're doing it, one thing I started realizing, and one thing that has given me the energy, because guys ask me, how do you keep having that energy to keep going, was there are people I meet who tell me how I'm inspiring them. The younger artists who come and tell me they're watching me and learning from me. And all of a sudden, I'm like, wow, like I have responsibilities. So I have to do something really well for someone else to learn from and grow from, you get? So for me, the fact that celebrating, you know, local people doing something that can inspire others is so powerful and so important, because there are guys, I'll be honest, we just chucked a song the other day called Bandana Isa, and the guys who came up with that were the younger generation. You get me? Now, me, when I was there saying Snoop was the one who made me think I can do it, because we're not. But after we started doing it locally, now younger guys can see local people that they can feel, yeah, I can be like that, I can learn from that journey and all that. So for me, it's so important to have our stories told. Our stories, you know, illuminated, so that someone else who's 7, who is a teenager, can look and say, I can do it, and I can do it better. And that's how our culture evolves and becomes better and stronger. So for me, that's what keeps me going. Yeah, the fact that I feel there's someone watching me and being inspired by what I'm doing, and I try and inspire and empower people with anything that I'm doing. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Now over to you once again, Jalamo. One of the reasons as to why we celebrate you so much is your will to serve. in any situation you're in, you're always serving your people, and you have been doing it for so many years, being in the creative industry, and now you are making a transition into politics. And like the famous French phrase that says noblesse oblige, with privilege comes responsibility. I just want to know why this transition into politics is so important to you, and how you're planning on serving more people and keeping making us proud of who we are.
Wow. Really, it is a decision I made to go into this space, because I didn't want to be the few people who got a chance and were able to make a difference, but were still standing at the fence complaining. I didn't want to be this one person who got the biggest chance to use the space that they've been able to create and was able to change somebody's life, inspire someone, but I still stood by the fence to watch things go wrong. And as we speak, the elections that we are going in this 2022 is what they call the transitional election. In the transitional elections, a lot of things are going to change. The president will be another person. 90% of our governors in the countries are going home. Meaning the whole administration in different governments are changing. And as we speak, the young people of this nation commands more than 75% of the biggest decision that is to run this country. So I was not going to be another young person, older the way I am, still sitting asking questions about what the government can do for us. I wanted to be in the forefront, to be able to tell the young people and the people who look up to us, the people who follow us, the people who we inspire to ask us, Jalas, you are there.
This is happening to us. What are you doing? We want, or personally, I want to be an example of what young leadership can be able to do for the young people as we celebrate the Pride of Kenya.
And we wish you all the very best.
Thank you so much.
Maybe just one more question for Nameless before we do something totally different and still amazing. I want to know how this project is very dear to your heart, and what vision do you have for this project?
Pride of Kenya, you know, what people see and what people hear influences how they think. If there's a lot of negativity going out there, psychologically, people without knowing, they get conditioned to be negative. You get? So, for example, and we're having a conversation earlier with some guys, and we're just saying, you could be in a car. Maybe I'm a Mkikuyu, niko kwa gari, and my dad makes a statement like, "These Jaluos, you know, are bad." If I keep hearing that, and I'm young, and I believe that, I'll start thinking that that's what it is. Yet it's not that. You get? So whatever I'll be hearing begins to be what I believe, and becomes my conditioning. So for me, Pride of Kenya is where we start shining the things that make us proud, or should make us proud, and bring it up. Because let's be honest, social media, there's a lot of negative stuff that we see every time. Yeah. So for me, I realized that to evolve, I believe in cultural evolution. You get? And I want to be a leader in cultural evolution, where you change people's way of looking at things and adjusting. Because I'll give an example. I remember my daughter was watching, you know, and they watch YouTube and all that. So she used to sing a song about the Eiffel Towers. You get? Because these guys know how to show their side of things, and they shine their things, and you know, in Europe and States, they are really proud of their stuff. To the point they push it so much till now our children are seeing, you know, these guys. So one day she asked me, you know, what's our Eiffel Towers? You get my point? And for me, it hit me like, that's the problem, that guys give their stories out there so much, and if we don't do the same here, then our kids will not think there's anything to be proud of from them. You get? So I said, I told her, I think, okay, CC, man, say, where? And I could see her brighten up. Like, yeah? I'm like, hey, can you see the Norma? You know, and hey. I had to go take her all the way there. We went up to the top there. She's singing. And I could just see a pride in her coming. You get? And that's what we have to do in this generation. We have to notice what's not been working for us. And then now look and say, what do we need to do? What is the stories that need to keep coming out? You get? From ordinary Kenyans. Yeah? So that it's not only people, you know, breaking records and all that alone, because that's a good thing to also aspire to, but also shining on the people who are doing amazing things, so that anyone feels I can do something, and it doesn't have to be scoring the goal. Sometimes it can be defending. Sometimes it can be the guy who brings the water for the team. Just look for your strength. Sometimes it can be Jalango saying he knows his strength. He knows he can push some things, and he knows that's my purpose. That's my role. Yeah. So encourage people to find their role in whichever their strengths are, but have that thing. And the only way we can do that is by consistently sharing those stories. Yeah. So that it begins to be a new way of what people are hearing and what people are seeing. Then the culture starts evolving in a way that you can have patriotism becoming stronger. So it's basically sharing our stories and you know, making people know about them.
Just let me add something before I lose nameless on that. There's a lot to celebrate in our country, but we rarely do it. If you go on Instagram, on social media, you'd see somebody post a very beautiful place, but then you just assume it is in Kenya. All right? There's so many people doing amazing things out here, but we rarely celebrate them. And we don't have so many beautiful stories out here from people to celebrate. Or people do amazing things in this country, but we don't get a chance to celebrate. Do you know, as we speak today, there's a lecturer and a dean in Maseno University who has discovered the ultimate cure for malaria. Nobody knows about it. There's this guy who in the dry season used to go and give water to the elephants in the Tsavo each and every single day. Nobody or very few people celebrated it. Do you know, as we speak, Olunga himself had a standing ovation in the Qatari League as a top player, and all of these people were just standing there celebrating him, and nobody spoke about it. There's so many people,
so many places, so many things that makes me so proud of our country. But the truth is, we never get a chance to celebrate, because in one way or another, our differences, our diversity, in one way or another, has always divided us. Look at somebody who is a shoe shiner. He doesn't ask you your tribe. All he does is shine your shoes. Makanga kwa mat. All he has to do is beba. Kila mtu anaingia kwa mat. He doesn't have to ask you, where do you come from? You get? There's so much to celebrate beyond our tribes, beyond our differences, beyond our ethnicity, that still belongs to this country. If you could
subconsciously just be driving around and you see something beautiful, take a photo and just say, Pride ya Kenya. You see? If you see the Thika Road we used to have when it was one way,
and what it is right now, that is what? Pride ya Kenya. If you see this an expressway, as much as they have decided to put the toll stations before the road is complete, it is still Pride ya Kenya. You get what I mean? If you see even from here, GTC, or even where we are today, you are on a skywalk up there, but you rarely celebrate
such a thing.
But to me, that is Pride ya Kenya. You go to Kenyatta Market, you take a photo of those beautiful ladies braiding hair. Like in an hour, your complete hair will be done. That is what? Pride ya Kenya. Just some small things that makes you happy and proud of this country. That's to me what Pride ya Kenya is. Thank you,
Right,
Gina.
very well then. Please give my panelists a very warm round of applause for such amazing conversations. Are you enjoying the conversation? Are you? Are you proud to be a Kenyan? If you are proud to be a Kenyan, let me hear you make some noise. All right. Now we're about to take a break, but while we're at it, we will be enjoying an amazing performance from these beautiful ladies. We are Nubia. Ladies and gents, give it up for the We Are Nubia crew.
Yeah, Pride ya Kenya.
I'm writing this letter to my daughter. I wanted to tell her I'm coming home. I'm writing this letter to my daughter. I wanted to tell her I'm coming home. But now I'm on a mission to represent my nation. Now I'm on a mission to get victory. So switch on that TV and hope that you see me getting that victory that will make you proud of me. I went out on the station to represent my nation. I went out on the station to get the victory. So switch on that TV and hope that you see me getting that victory that will make you proud of me. I'm coming
Amazing performance right there from We Are Nubia, which I am told means gold, right? And aren't those voices golden, guys? I think we can do a better round of applause, yeah? Amazing. So, Maggie, let me pick your brain a little. So, Pride ya Kenya, as a young person, can I ask how old you are? 18? 20, yeah. So tell us your perspective of Pride ya Kenya from a young person's point of view.
I'd say my main perspective is that our kids, our young selves will live in a better community right now, where we'll be more patriotic towards our country and we'll embrace our culture. Even if we go out there, we love Kenya. I do love Kenya so much. Yeah, so that's it.
Awesome sentiments right there. And you know what they say, the youth are the future of tomorrow. But we cannot have a future without a past. So back to you, Gina.
Thank you so much, Nubia. Isn't it amazing how these girls are so calm and collected? And then when they opened their mouths to sing, I was like, okay, Mariah Carey's in the building or something. Because those notes, hella. Good job. Let us give them a better round of applause. Woo! Good job. Now, this is what it means to be Pride ya Kenya, right? Isn't that amazing? Okay, now,
Amazing.
of course, we are in a fantastic location. Let us thank Jamesut for allowing us to be here. Such an amazing
Ambience, fantastic breakfast. You love the place, right?
All right, now allow me to welcome all of you who are here and everyone watching from wherever it is you're watching us from to the second panel of our conversation. And right about now, we're about to do something different. So there's this thing we do with days of the week, all right? If you're a social media person and you're into hashtags and all. Monday, we have MCM, right? Yes. Where you man crush on someone, right? On Tuesday, what happens on Tuesday, though? It's kind of like a hump day. Tell me.
Terrific Tuesday.
Oh, clap for Jalango. He does these things. And then,
what happens on Wednesday? Yeah, on Wednesday you crush on a lady. And then what happens on Thursday? It's Thursday today.
TTT.
Yeah.
So on Thursday we throw it back, and that is exactly what we're about to do right now. We're about to throw it back to some of our fallen heroes and soldiers that have inspired us over time. Probably we did not give them their flowers like we should have.
But you know, that's the whole essence for this initiative, to make sure we give people their flowers while they can smell them, right? But for now, this particular session, let us appreciate some of these fallen heroes that we really, really looked up to. And with my panel over here, I'm very keen and curious to hear some of the people that we had in the past that were a big source of inspiration to them. And no, I'm not going to start with you this time. I started with you in the first one. Right. I'm going to start with Nameless. He was so ready to speak. So tell me, some of the people who inspired your journey from back in the day. Probably we did not celebrate them enough when we could, but we are doing it right now, right?
I think it's important, and when we're doing this, I think it's important to realize that we are really trying to change the culture whereby our kids can get into a new culture of appreciating their own. And you realize that there are many people we may think we know, but our kids may not know and understand why they're here and why they're enjoying some of the things they're enjoying, you know. So for me, I think freedom fighters like Dedan Kimathi is people that we need to highlight and the kids understand that there are people who fought, who died just so that they can be people who are enjoying freedom right now, you know. I got to know that Dedan alikuwa ka uncle wangu by the way. Okay. Labda nimesukuma sana. But I'm pushing it, but apparently, like my mom was telling me the other day, and that's why I was like, I didn't even know that, you know. She was saying that they would call him uncle, meaning that alikuwa kwenye mtaa, you know, and during that time, like if they get to know the history and understand that there are some people who maybe were seen as rebels at that time, but they put their lives out on the line, you know. So it's important for guys to first understand that there are those who fought and died, and respect that, so that they can also be inspired to fight for something, you know. And then there are people like Wangari Maathai. Okay, she has won, but why is that important? The whole thing about understanding what you're planting something now that you will not benefit. Are we together? So there's the people who fight, you know, for change and justice. And there are those who see far ahead. And they're saying, guys, don't think these trees just came up. It grew over time. So for me, I have to understand seeing far ahead is so important, and it's something that we need to adopt in our culture. So when we're just saying, you know, you have to understand, I think what's important is understand why they're being celebrated. You get, so that we don't just celebrate. One thing I've learned with my kids, straight up, is if they don't understand something very well, they're not empowered by that person. You get? So that process of explaining why. So for me, I think that's why we should celebrate people like her, because she was talking about, I'm doing something now that I may not fully benefit. Even now when we're saying Pride ya Kenya, when you say, what are you proud of? There's some people who are like, yeah, because over time, you know, we've been made to feel that there's nothing to be proud of. So when we are launching something like this, it's like planting a tree that you know the benefits are going to be, the full benefits are 30 years from now. You get my point? Yeah, the full benefits are going to be that. People will be more than knowing where it started from. But they'll feel I'm proud of myself because a culture has evolved into that, you know. So that's obviously someone else. And of course, my brother Issa, I always have to say that because I always feel that I have a role. We were in the same car. I felt that the story behind it is because he moved me from the 2 seats that I would have died. He's the one who moved me without knowing. He was telling me, no, let's sit here. So I always feel like I have an obligation and a purpose to keep saying, and I always ask myself, why did God do that and all that? And I'll say this also for the kids who hear about Issa. I would like them to know why he was amazing. And I'll just say, for him, the reason Issa was, I'll say the 3 things that stood out is that he was very talented, very hardworking, but also very humble. When I say humble means you're open to hear other things. You don't feel like you know everything. And that's what made him grow so fast, because he would learn very fast because he's talented, but he's like, but I still have things to learn. And that's something I always like to preach out to the young artists, to come with the confidence that they have talent, but also come with the humility that they can learn a lot more and become better. Yeah. So Issa, K-Rapt. Now when I talk about the artists in terms of the music, Poxy Pressure, these are guys who they went through a lot pushing something. Poxy Pressure used to talk about MCSK those days and fight for it those days. And he went through a lot of hell just because of that. So it's to also make people understand why we're celebrating people who pass, so that it inspires them and empowers them to say, I want to do something like that because I want to leave a legacy that when I'm gone, people are going to be using it to inspire them more and more. So I wanted to just say those 3 for different reasons and to explain why I think they should be always celebrated.
Fantastic list you have right there. So over to you now, Jalaga. I would love to know, who are these people who inspire you from back in the day?
I never got a chance to say bye to Papa Shirandula, because at the death of Papa, COVID-19 was at its epitome. So all we did was to bury a man who opened so many doors for us as artists on TV and one of the pioneers of the local talents. I got a chance to be at the burial of Mzee Ojwang at the Langata Cemetery, and I want to celebrate Masanduku, Othorongongo, and all these people who opened doors for us to also be seen on TV. But big shout out to Papa Shirandula, who gave me the name Elango, because on that day, it was just a script, and Otoyo and myself were told, choose a name. So either today would have been Otoyo, and Otoyo would have been Jalango. So I really thank him. I never got a chance to celebrate him, or neither did I have a chance to say bye to him. Because on that day, when he passed on, you people can remember how bad COVID was. So he passed on a Friday. Friday, we went and rushed to Karen Hospital. When we got to Karen, we were told, you cannot even see him. Everybody masked up and everything. And we were shown from afar and told, that is him. That's how sad it was. So the next day, as we are planning to go to the morgue to see your mentor, you're told that they have already left for burial in Busia. And you're wondering, how fast are things moving? We rush, Otoyo and myself, to get a flight to Kisumu. When we land in Kisumu, it is live at 8 in the morning, Papa is being buried. When you are rushing and moving all the way from Kisumu to Busia, which is like 3 hours, because of the road, Busia Road, like 3 hours. We got there, and Papa had already been buried and closed, and it was over. And everybody from Nairobi was now being chased and told, you've come here with COVID. And all we could do was stand in the grave and pay our tribute and leave. That's how sad it is. But here we are. He stands as one of the people who I celebrate to this moment, and he is Pride ya Kenya. Thank you.
Wow.
I'm sure Papa Shirandula played in everyone's house right here, right?
Oh, yes.
Do you remember days of Tausi? Do you remember Omo Pick a Box? All those, right?
No, you're just reading. You can't remember. We know how old you are. We know how old you are, so don't go there. We'll ask you things that you might not answer. Okay, do you know the beautiful late Regina?
Regina Ray, yes.
Not Regina Ray.
Sister to Caroline, the other one, sister to Caroline Mutoko.
Yeah. Regina Mutoko.
Yes, that one I know.
No, Regina Ray and...
Those are two different people. Okay, so
that's why I say don't go that direction.
Okay, so I want
I think it's also important, like, for guys to put in the comment section, like, anyone they think that, you know, should be celebrated. Even someone personal, a friend or someone, just to be like, wow, I would really want, and maybe explain why. Because I think one of the most important things is the why. Why are you celebrating this person? Why should we celebrate? So that it empowers or inspires someone else who will see that and want to be like, I want to be celebrated by that person, Yeah, so it will be so nice to hopefully get people to just, say about someone and say, I didn't manage to say this, I want to get a chance to just say, I want to celebrate this person, and just keep pushing that out there.
To add more context to what we're talking about right now, we're going to have a fantastic performance by Emis and Josh, who I also feel are people that we're super proud of. They were finalists in
Project Fame, if you remember. Let us give them a round of applause as they get ready to give us an absolutely fantastic performance.
Allow me to say, these guys killed Deadly. Do you remember when these guys performed Deadly in
TPF?
TPF.
Yes,
it was like, I was so amazed at this, so big up. And the girls also did an amazing Coming Home rendition, and yeah, it's just amazing. Salutes.
Natamani kujua what your plot is. The landlord will pay notice. Aki Maulana, ingilia kati. This is expensive. Kwa nini uliamua kutangulia? Leo kushoto kulia, unakuja lini? Nitabasamu tena, unanitena. Alichukua sijui nani alimtuma. Maombi ni eti wakati rudi nyuma. Jioni nikirudi nikupate kwa nyumba. Jitizimisha zikashika ngumu kuvunja, but kuna haraka nenda
naenda kwanza, sitalala na usalimie Maulana.
Safiri salama, salimu Maulana, yeah.
Tutaonana baadaye.
Safiri salama, tutaonana baadaye. Ndio baadaye. Tutaonana baadaye. Oh, nakama pendo tabasamu. Tutaonana baadaye. Oh, nakama pendo tabasamu. Tutaonana baadaye.
See you on the other side.
I will see you on the other side.
See you on the good side.
I will see you on the good side.
See you on the long side.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, Amos and Josh. A round of applause, guys. They deserve much better than that. Awesome performance. Mimi have been a fan kutoka days that Tasker project. So tell us, your song Badaye is mostly used to celebrate the departed. But right now we incorporate to also celebrate the people who are right here with us, who are doing amazing things. What is your views on that?
Wow. I think when we celebrate people once they're departed, we are late. We are late just like they are late, as in Noitanga the late, but we are actually the late ones. I think we need to change our culture. Like, I'm just loving what our panelists are talking about and mentioning people who, you know, paved the way for them, people who are still around. We still know them, but we can hear if it was not for this and that person, this person would not have gotten into the space that we see them in, you know? Yes, we continue celebrating our heroes once they're gone. We should not allow their memories to just be lost. We can't allow that. That is not pride at all. If you're proud of someone, you will keep their memory alive. So we are doing a good job in that. But also we should add the fact that we need to celebrate people while they are still around. Yeah.
Awesome. Well said, well said. So let's keep the conversation going. We are live from Gemsuits right here in Riverside. And
All right, so I will ask Nameless one thing. When you see artists like this take the stage and perform such amazing music, their own music that they've written and they're performing themselves, as a pioneer in the music industry, how proud does this moment make you feel?
I mean, it's really amazing. As I just mentioned before they performed, you know, when I watched them on Project Fame and they killed a song that I had done a few years before that, it gave me such high level of pride to see, you know, people building. You know, I keep using the word evolution, evolving. We need to, and then when you see someone coming after you and taking it higher, and you know, you've had the quality of singing that we're talking about, the passion. You know, for me, it gives me a lot of pride to see the industry where it's going, because I know vizuri pali imetoka. Unajua, I know how we're being paid then. I know how long it would take for someone to really build a brand. But now I'm seeing that, you know, guys are getting faster, getting more organized, structures are coming. It's sometimes slower than we would want, you know. We look at another country and be like, why can't we be like that? Not knowing that it's a process, and we need to be patient, but also very conscious about how we're growing it, you know. So every time I see the younger generation, I like to encourage them. I like to tell them about my experiences so that they can learn from that experience, so that they can know the things that I think they should focus on, what to expect in the journey, because I empathize. Like, when I see an artist, I empathize because I know the good and the bad in the industry, yeah. So every time I see someone is, you know, beginning to make moves and stuff, I always want to, like, just share with them. or any chance I get to share with them so that they're aware, you know. They're aware that, you know, there are times you will fail in something, but how do you quickly learn from that failure? Because if you don't learn from the failure, then then that's when the failure was bad. But when you learn from it, it's a good thing. So for me, I'm super proud of where we are. I think we are all a pioneer generation in this first 30 years of the urban pop industry. So we will make many mistakes, you know, and we should own our mistakes and our successes, you know. That's what makes us stronger. That's what makes us better. And anytime you make a mistake, don't be shy to share with people so that the next person can do better and be better. But extremely proud, manze. Those guys are new pride ya Kenya, manze. One love, yo. Yeah,
Good
yeah.
job, Emerson Joshua. So proud of you, and I cannot wait to see what more music you have in store for us. And they will be coming back to the stage soon, so stay right there for so much more. But for now, as you can see, Gogo Simo is ready to give us another fantastic performance. Give a warm round of applause to Gogo Simo.
I'm writing this letter to my daughter. I wanted to tell her I'm coming home. I'm writing this letter to my daughter. I wanted to tell her I'm coming home. But now I'm in a mission to represent my nation. But now I'm in a mission to get the victory. Sufficient that TV. I hope that you see me getting the victory that will make you proud of me. I went on this mission to represent my nation. I went on this nation to get the victory. Switch on that TV. I hope that you see me getting the victory that will make you proud of me. I'm coming home, home where I belong. I'm coming home, home where I belong. Oh, nyumbani, nyumbani. Oh, narudi nyumbani, nyumbani, nyumbani. Oh, check it out. I'm in the horizon, coming home. I'm coming home. Check me out. I'm in the horizon, coming home. I'm coming home. I'm coming home, home where I belong. Oh, I'm coming home, home where I belong. Oh, narudi nyumbani, nyumbani, nyumbani. Oh, narudi nyumbani. Narudi nyumbani, 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 Kenya.
Wow. How we can perform better than the original performer or is something.
Nameless. Naji humble too.
Please be humble, be humble.
Let me be humble, man.
It's your song.
Amazing,
man.
bro. Amazing.
How the rendition is better than the original.
It's growth. Evolution, bro. The evolution, we're evolving.
I'm telling you.
Okay. Awesome. Now that they have that.
Before you say anything, Nameless, before I did the song, I was with Big Ted and Morris. So we were having dinner, and then they told me, Morris was so excited. I want us to do, I'm doing something with Nameless and Wahoo and stuff like that. So I'm just sitting there having my coffee, and then And then we're talking about Pride Kenya, and then they play the original song, and I love my brother, you know, I love the song, and I was like, can I do something at night? I said, yeah, you can do it in the morning. You know how Morris said, you can do it in the morning. No problem. I was like, okay, I went home and did the song. Actually, there are two versions. There's a reggae that my son did. He's in school, he's in Form 2, he's very nice. They send the song to you, so Asante Sana.
Oh man, amazing, thanks bro.
I'm proud that I'm part of this.
Oh yeah, amazing. I just want to say that, because when I've had that, it's really touched my heart, and I just want to say that my inspiration, you know, whenever I would travel out to perform, that's when it would stand out that I'm Kenyan. You get my point? Because you're out there and you're like, wow, okay. And I would always feel the pressure to represent my country at that point, you know? And I wanted to try bring it out in Kenya. That, you know, when you're out there, that's why the song's about, when you're out there, when you're there, now you're seen as a Kenyan. They don't see you as they're like, who's this guy? He's from Kenya. So it's the thing of how do you be the pride of Kenya wherever you want to be. So I'm so touched that you've done that for me. Bless her, bro.
Okay. So now that you've already answered the questions that I wanted to ask you before I even got to ask them, so tell us, what is your personal connection with Pride Kenya?
For me, to be honest, I will really love to see people celebrating their own culture, you know, our own music, our own people that we want to celebrate, like Papa Shirandula, you know, Alituach, at the time that we didn't want Lakini God plans anymore. That the story that Jalang gave us, things like that, they're really touching, you know. Music artists that are there, but they're not celebrated. Our Kenyan music that people are fighting so that we can have more of our own music. What is going on? You see how our brother Eric Omondi is doing is crazy, but that is what we want to achieve. Like, play our own Kenya. Let's celebrate our own, you know, so that our kids can be able to look at, that's Nameless, you know, that's Jalash, you know. So that is what I really, really want us. Like in Mombasa you have Mzengala, he's celebrated like the way I will want him to be celebrated, you know. So those are the things that I really, really want us to push and celebrate, you know. Our mothers and our fathers, that's number one.
Amazing, I love that answer. So now that we have, thank you very much for the performance. Now that we have figured out that we are proud to be Kenyan, are you proud to be Kenyan in the audience? Are you? So, what's next? You are proud to be Kenyan. You know somebody who is proud to be Kenyan and who is doing wonderful things in Kenya and outside Kenya. So, what do? We nominate them as our heroes, as people that we know that are doing amazing things. And how do we do this?
I'm coming home, home where I belong. Oh, I'm coming home.
Pride Kenya is all about celebrating who we are as a people. There is so much going on for us, be it in sports, farming, innovation, you name it. Appreciating each other for even the smallest action goes a long way to foster unity. And it now starts with you. Do you know any Kenyan, locally or abroad, doing something amazing and worth celebrating? It could be anyone. Your sister, watchman, mama mboga, celebrity, anyone. Nominate that person who makes you feel proud to be Kenyan by sending their name with the hashtag PrideYaKenya on the PrideYaKenya social media handles: Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. All handles at PrideYaKenya with their names and why you're celebrating them. Ni nani una celebrate leo?
Narudi nyumbani.
That topic of Narudi Nyumbani, I am seated next to Mr. Daniel Juma, the CEO of Global Peace Foundation right here in Kenya. Mr. Juma, are you nominating anyone? Do you know anyone who's done amazing things, or are you nominating yourself?
Of course. I mean, there's so many Kenyans. I think I would have to nominate quite a lot of people. you know, Kenya is a hotbed of innovation, a hotbed of talent, you know, a hotbed of sports. People like Eliud Kipchoge, they have made our country proud. You know, looking at my friends like Jalas there, Nameless, and Wahoo. You know, people who have actually made us proud, and even the ones who have gone before us. You heard about Cinderella and also Wangari Maathai. So there's so many people who are doing great, and even if it comes to business, you know, people like Dr. Manu Chandaria. This is my patron at the Global Peace Foundation, and also my hero. You know, those who went like Tom Boya, you know, who started flights to take Kenyans abroad. You know, and then from there we had Obama being born in America and also becoming the president, you know, of the biggest economy in the world. So there's quite a lot we can do, and I can say that I am proud of this country, and Pride Day Kenya is one of the greatest things, you know, that has ever happened to this nation.
Amazing, amazing sentiments right there. Remember, we are at Pride Year Kenya on Instagram and on Facebook and also on Twitter. So you can go ahead and nominate somebody on those pages. Back to you, Ngina.
Thank you so much. I'm pretty sure everyone has someone they can nominate as someone they're super proud of and they feel like they are a legit Pride Year Kenya, right? Jalango, you'll be nominating some people, right? You too as well, Nameless. Pass our love to Wahoo. She was actually the first artist to ever win Best Female in the MTV Africa Music Awards in 2008. That is Pride Year Kenya. Yes.
Dwali alifura kichwa kidogo kwa nyumba, but those are our issues.
Yeah, so pass the love to her.
Yeah. I mean, the guys doing things, you know, on the ground, you know. There's a lady called Emmy. She's the CEO of Miss Koch. And I'm in the board, but I watch how the small team has given themselves, their whole lives to helping others who are disadvantaged. And I'm in awe. Like, literally, she's a hero. At times, she always costs energy. She's like, these people need us. We need to keep going. We need to, you know, even during the middle of Corona, I remember when everyone was stressed, she was still there saying, how can we still help? And those are the heroes out there, you know. Sometimes you might find there's a watchman, you know, somewhere who's doing really amazing things there. And you just want to say, man, this guy, or a policeman who you know, or a teacher. Teachers are big. Like I met a teacher who had gone to my school there, yesterday, my high school, previous high school, to give a talk. And then I met a teacher who I kept saying he changed my life in physics, you know? And he was refusing to take the flowers. He's like, where? And I'm like, utachukua hizi flowers by force. And you know, him is like, you know, you've come talk to the boys. I'm like, no, I want you to know straight from my heart, you changed our lives. Like, he made us enjoy physics just because of his dedication to teaching, you know. So for me, it's like, it's not only the guys who we see on TV winning awards or something. It's also the guys who are doing really, really amazing things to touch people's lives, to touch your life. Those are heroes, man. So those are the names we want to see. People who have brought courage, people who have brought compassion. You know, like, this person is so compassionate. I want to celebrate compassion through this person. I want to celebrate courage through this person. I want to celebrate innovation through this person. You know, those are the things that we want to hear and see, so that we can encourage others who are doing that but are not getting noticed. Yeah.
All right. So are you going to nominate some people as well, my audience? Yes, and every other person who's watching us from wherever it is that you're watching us from, please be sure to nominate some people. Let us celebrate our country and the people who are making us super proud to be Kenyans. Now we have come to the end of this fantastic session. Let us give my panelists a round of applause for being so good. And of course, receive your flowers, because we are super proud of you and all the work you have done in our country. Let us thank Jumpsuit for giving us this amazing ambience and the food and just the location, fantastic. And then everyone who's watching us and all of you for being here, thank you so much. It wouldn't have been a success without you guys being here. So we've come to the end. Thank you so much. Do have yourself a fantastic remaining part of your day. My name is Violeta Ngire, and I've been your host. And to the show, Amos and Josh, take it away.
Whoa. Bless.
Check 1, 2.
Misi mweupe kama pamba, misi mrefu kama twiga, sina mabawa kama njiwa, lakini mimi jasiri kama simba. Yeah.
Sina elimu kiprofesa, yeah. Sina vya kupewa, nina ngoja, wakati wangu umefika, kwa vile ni jasiri kama simba. Niko juu, niko juu, Kenya niko juu, niko juu, mimi niko juu, kama tai niko juu, nitapa unipate uko juu, mimi niko juu, kutabiria na kukutakia mema, siri yao ni moja, ujasiri wa simba. Na walioiombea na kuitetea Kenya, siri yao ni moja, ujasiri wa simba. Hey. Not as they used to be, no. God bless the black, red and green. Asante kwa amani, yeah. Help us keep this fire deep within. Deep within, yeah. Ya ujasiri wa simba. Hey. Niko juu, niko juu. Yeah. Kenya tuko juu.
O God of all creation, bless this our land and nation. Justice be our shield and defender.